let me go on.
You got to be dumb,
you
right?
just try to have a connection.
To what?
To Africa.
But the folks in Africa don't even like black Americans.
We know that. I'm African.
So why are you?
You know I'm African, right?
Where are you from?
Nigerian.
So you born over there?
I was born here.
Oh, your parents are from there.
My parents and my sister.
That's why you have a little sense.
I like how he just used the quotes unnecessarily. You have a little sense, brother. Amazing. Yes, I'm African, but Africans don't like African Americans. Not first of all,
nobody like black Americans.
No, every race has a problem with black Americans, but
Okay, nobody likes black American. I have. Let me say something to you. You hear people say that, oh, people around the world, they hate black people. I have not experienced that. And again, what he's speaking and what you hear people speaking of is their small, limited universe. But my universe, when I travel, I get love. I've been to overseas to London and England, South America. I lived in Argentina for 7 years, Brazil. I lived in Mexico. Love, 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 love. Wherever I go. And as a matter of fact, I'm telling you, when it comes to my skin color, when I went down to Argentina, they were in love with my skin color. They loved my hair. They loved the way I sang. I called it reverse racism because they expected me to be good at stuff, and I was, because of the color of my skin. I used my skin color to get into things and do things that they couldn't do. So I'm saying to you, I have not experienced anything these people talk about where they say, oh, everybody hate us and everybody this and us. And I didn't experience that. I got love everywhere I went.
Well, I'm going to just say that I've experienced both. I've seen both ends of that spectrum. And I believe in today's society, there's probably more people that have a certain resentment or jealousy for people from America in general, not just melanated people.
You're saying that who has a resentment towards? You saying people who are living here in the Americas have a resentment towards Americans?
No, I'm talking about people that are coming here from other places.
Have a resentment for Americans?
Yes. There's an underlining, there's some feelings there, and I can see it. It definitely happens.
Okay, well, let me say this.
Everybody doesn't experience the same things, for one thing.
I was going to say that. Let me say this. Again, I'm going back to this. When people show up in your dimension, you brought them. Like, for me, because I show love to people, those are the people who show up in my dimension. I don't get, people giving me this kind of...
yourself.
Thank you, because I don't get that energy. So what I'm saying is, I get it. Of course, he's going to experience hate because he puts it out. How you expect him to experience anything else than what he's been putting out? He's been sitting here this whole time being very hateful towards women, and then he wants to say, women, everybody hate women, and women hate men. Well, you going to get that because that's how you do. That is within your psyche. So the only thing you can experience is what you keep putting out. You follow what I'm saying?
True. And that's why I think that what he's talking about actually happens more so amongst men. I don't think women are experiencing the same things. But I think that a lot of men are experiencing that because we're more I don't know. We're like you said, we're built a little differently.
Let me speak on that because here's one of the things that I experienced. When I was younger, I remember my father was very, very prejudiced towards Albanians, right. And he would say the nastiest stuff to me about them. I remember he had his own experience where. In his job, he talked to me about how some guy who was the foreman, because he used to work at the post office. And he said the foreman used the N-word like it was an everyday word and called him N-word to his face. And he said he had tears streaming down his face. And, you know, he expressed to me some of these things. And he had a disdain for the Albion. Whereas I remember my mother, on the other hand, and I remember asking, I was like, you know what? My dad, he says all these negative things about the Albion, but I've never heard you, and I said this to my mother, I've never heard you say anything negative about the Albion. Why is that? And she said, well, no, I don't have any problems with him. She said, my mother, because my grandmother used to clean houses for Albions, and she's like, she used to take us with her, and we would play with the people who own the house children. So we was all good. They never mistreated us. And so it was interesting the way my mother responded to Albion versus the way my mother never said any kind of negative word to me about Albion. I mean, my father be like, he'd say some stuff that I'm not going to repeat here. But that's one of the things that I noticed, you know, how he was compared to my mother. You about to say?
Yeah, no, I noticed that, I've noticed that for a long time. The melanated American women are able to be in certain spaces that the melanated men are not welcomed, because they don't feel comfortable with us, because there's a friction there.
Okay.
There's a friction there that the women are not experiencing because y'all are not giving that energy off.
Thank you. That's what I was going to ask. So as we get ready to wrap it up, just want to make sure I refresh this thing. Listen, this session was to speak to my sisters, and the title is "Sisters, It's Time to Wake Up." Matu was here, and he really added a lot to this, because he said, "Hey, y'all need a brother's perspective," and I think you brought us perspective that most brothers have not come into that type of mature knowledge and ability to stand in that. So I thank you for being here.
I think it's very important that women wake up to this information for the world to become more of a better place.
Thank you.
And that is just simple.